Alright guys, it is hump day, which means the Desperate for Ratings tour is at the zoo. It is a wild Wednesday. We're actually in the gorilla barn, the part you don't get to see when you come to the zoo. You get to see a pretty awesome part, but you don't get to see a lot of times this part. Emily Girton here works with the gorillas all the time, and you now have 4. But the cool part is Patrick. We're going to meet Patrick here in a little while. He's kind of the newer one, came in October.
Yes, he did.
And he's been reacclimated and introduced to the rest of the gang. But we're actually in the barn itself. I thought we'd take a few minutes and kind of show you the inside, the guts, if you will, of what's here. So kind of give me a tour, if you would.
Well, our main barn has 4 bedrooms, which is perfect for 4 gorillas. So
bigger than my house.
At night, each gorilla actually gets their own bedroom. But if you look around, it's actually kind of a circle, which is perfect for introductions. We can introduce the 3 boys, Chaka, Mike, and Ajari, inside before kicking them out on exhibit.
Right.
We have multiple outside doors.
Why is that important? Why do you have to multiple? So you can, I guess, you keep separated somewhat?
Yeah. And then you don't have 3 gorillas rushing out one door at a time. We have multiple options.
We've all seen the comedies. We know how that goes.
Yes.
Well, come in here. What's this? Show me this overhead. This overhead thing here.
Overheads are wonderful. It just connects all the rooms and allows us to have more access to the gorillas.
So if you want to move one from here, you bring them up over high.
Exactly.
On the other side.
Yeah.
And you only have 4 now. They play well together when they're out on exhibit, right?
They do. Ajari is now officially part of the trio, so we're very, very excited.
So you have Shaka, Mike, and Ajari, and now Patrick.
And now Patrick's involved. Patrick's had a really easy transition. We've been doing visual intros for a long time now, and the boys have accepted them. So we're happy to say that we have really good group here.
Emily, here's the important question, right? Because in a couple minutes we're going to see Patrick and we're going to play with him a little bit and get up close and personal. If you haven't seen it yet, sometimes they make a lot of noise.
They do.
You promised that this cage is gorilla-proof, so
yes.
if I'm on the other side, he and I will stay separated.
Yes.
Okay, there's one right there. All right. Hello. That was Ajari, right? Who? No.
That was Mike.
That was Mike. Hey, Mike. Yes. Mike decided to jump on our live shot as well. So we're hanging out here with the gorillas and me without my bananas. Yes. Emily's here. We're going to meet Patrick and learn just a little more about what they do back here at the gorilla exhibit here at Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. It's a Wild Wednesday, guys. Stick around. Garrett Beatball's up next. It's raining outside. We're inside. It might be good advice. I'll get you all the details in 2 minutes. Stay with us. You know, I don't know about you, but I sure hope Emily's right. And this can hold back a gorilla, because I'm about to go face to face with a 375-pound friend who probably would love to make me a baseball. Stay with us. It's a Wild Wednesday on Good Day Columbia. We're coming right back to meet Patrick the gorilla. The Desperate for Ratings tour at the zoo, Riverbanks Zoo and Garden, for a Wild Wednesday. We're talking about gorillas, specifically Patrick, the 23-year-old gorilla that made his home here at Riverbanks in October of last year, so about 6 months ago or so. Emily Girton here with the gorilla barn. And so Patrick's kind of the newest member, and he had built some acclimation, as you do anytime you bring a new animal into a situation, right?
Yeah, he's 23 years old. Like you said, he's 75 pounds, I'm sorry. Right. He's definitely gotten used to the boys. This is actually his bedroom that he sleeps in every night. You can see he's made a little nest.
It's quite a mess. He looks like my bedroom. Yeah.
He has the bed hair going on right now. But he does like being with the other gorillas at night, so he likes the visual and the smell or whatever. He likes to be able to see them and know where they are.
So what makes him unique? I mean, every animal has their own character and whatnot, but really, what makes Patrick kind of his own Patrick?
Well, he does prefer a solitary life due to maternal neglect. He actually had to be hand-raised by zookeepers, and ever since, he just kind of preferred to be solitary. He likes to be with the gorillas, but likes to kind of have a barrier in between them.
Right.
So he...
A little security, knows he's not alone in the world, but doesn't necessarily want to play jacks with them.
Exactly. But he still is very much a gorilla, as you can see, getting ready possibly to display. But he's very, very intelligent. His tool use, he can use bamboo to get food out.
When you say tool use, explain that to me.
Any sticks or bamboo rods, we get them. I don't know if you can kind of view. We might try to see if he'll do it later. But he actually uses tools to get his food out here. With the other gorillas, we have to put enrichment inside the bedrooms, whereas we can put it outside.
He's smart enough to try to get it out.
Yes, exactly.
This is funny. He makes this noise. He's doing this all morning long. Can you do it for me? Oh, he won't do it because I'm asking, right?
Right. Yeah, gotta have food for that.
Now, do they all have like a unique thing, or is this something that Patrick does?
This is just something that Patrick does, so that's his thing.
You know what I love about these? I don't know if you can see this. I love his fingernails. I mean, it really is like a human being. I mean, you look at him, his fingernails and thumbs and his hands look just like mine. I mean, it's except they're humongous besides that. Now, these guys, as timid and awesome as they are, hanging with a nice thick metal cage between us, he probably would not be too kind to me if I climbed in there with him.
Probably not. No.
How does that happen in the jungle then? What do they when they run into humans walking around or whatever?
Well, it doesn't happen very often. I mean, hopefully people are a little bit, yeah, exactly. And they live in troops, so they have a little bit more protection and stuff like that. They're more worried about protecting their family versus us.
This is great stuff. We're going to talk about how we train Patrick and what they did to actually get him acclimated here to his new home at Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. He may be the solitary soldier. There must be a Billy Joel song in there. Solitary Man, that's what it was. I knew it would come to me. We're talking about Patrick the gorilla. He's actually on display. You guys can see him and hear him as well. Hi there, Patrick. When you come to Riverbanks Zoo and Garden here at Gorilla Outpost, but stick around. We got more with Patrick the gorilla and Miss Emily, of course, too. When Good Day comes back in a few minutes. Hey, buddy. Want a banana? Feeling there's a, I don't know, 375-pound gorilla breathing down your neck just about? Well, there is. His name is Patrick. It's a Wild Wednesday here at the Desperate for Ratings Tour at the Riverbanks Zoo and Garden, back in the barn with Miss Emily Girton. And so we've been talking about Patrick, and he's been at the zoo since October. He's 23 years old, and he kind of reacclimating into the troop. He's new, the newest kid. You know, you get the new kid at school. And we're talking about training, and I'm curious why it's important to train Patrick and all the other gorillas. Why train them? Let them just be wild and hang out and eat bananas and things.
The main reason is husbandry. Certain behaviors that we ask for really allow us to maintain a certain quality of health care. You'll see Windsor maybe train a little bit. We ask for feet, shoulders, stuff, so we can see their body presentation, make sure they're healthy weights.
Make sure their
yeah,
nails are
no
good.
Cuts.
Cuticles, things like that, manicures.
Of course.
Apicures, I suppose, and gorilla cures. So this is kind of, looks like a dish for me at home.
It's just one of our enrichment things that we can give Patrick, and he uses tools to get the food out. So we'll see if he can.
Is this some food? Let's see.
This
is food right there. What is this?
Cucumbers, sweet potatoes, stuff like that. So we'll see if he can come down.
Hey, buddy, you hungry? If not, I'm gonna eat it myself.
But this allows for mental stimulation. You know, he has to think how he can get the food out and stuff like that. So that's also part of training.
See, what's amazing is that they can manipulate. I mean, I'm just amazed by gorillas in their hands. They're just like ours. You know, you can see the fingernails and things like that, but they can actually manipulate things pretty darn well. They have the opposable thumbs that prevent dogs from driving cars.
That's true.
I mean, they have the opposable thumbs. You are a big gentleman. Eat some food, man. I'm telling you. How often do you do this kind of training with these guys?
3 times a day. So we try to change it up, ask for different behaviors. And, you know, some training can even be fun. We actually try painting. You know, it's fun for them. Gets them to think. It's fun for us.
We've seen some painting. We've been here before and seen that. And that's really kind of a neat way to do it as well.
Helps with our relationship. It's kind of a positive thing.
Right. And it's all healthy. Everything, given obviously vegetables and fruit. What does he eat in the wild? He's from Africa, right?
Yeah. It would all be 80% of his diet is browse material, basically plants and stuff like that. Leafy greens.
He's listening. He's like,
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Right.
And then the rest is fruits and stuff. I mean, obviously he wouldn't be having bananas in Africa, but different types of fruits.
There's no bananas in Africa? You learn something every day here at
know,
Wild Wednesday. I had no
believe it
idea.
or
I
not.
just presumed there was bananas everywhere. I wasn't even sure. How many pounds of food? Because I know everything at Riverbanks, all the animals, everything is dieted and it's right down to the money to make sure the health is right. But like, say, how many pounds of food is Patrick eat a day?
At least 15 pounds. So we get delivered about 15, 20 pounds for each gorilla. And then, of course, keepers cut browse for them, so bamboo, everything that's on the yard. So he probably eats more than that. So yeah, he's a big boy.
I guess he is. We're learning all about Patrick, the brand new gorilla. You can actually check out. He's finally out on exhibit. You may have heard about him back in October. He's finally out on exhibit. You come to Gorilla Outpost here at Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. You can check him out. Meet him up close and personal. Thank goodness for you. You'll have about a foot of glass between the two of you because they're strong. But we're going to learn more about husbandry and these ape pie. I know. You're looking at me, look at you, aren't you? Yes. And he's not a monkey. He's an ape.
He is.
I made that mistake on the monkey. He got very angry with me. Stick around. We got a lot more Good Day Columbia on the way live from Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. We've got top of your headlines coming up next. Stay with us. 101 Dalmatians, Lady and the Tramp, Bambi, Cinderella, Tarzan, Peter Pan, all on VHS, by the way. No, we're not back in time at Blockbuster in 1985. We are actually here in 2014 with popcorn and a TV. This is one of the fun things you do with gorillas on a rainy day. That's a fun fact for you. And we've got to know here on a Wild Wednesday. Is it true that the gorillas watch TV and like those movies?
They do. Yeah. Chaka it's his favorite thing, actually.
Hanging out, watching movies. This is Emily, by the way, Emily Girton from Riverbanks Zoo and Garden, back here in the Gorilla Barn, learning about the gorillas, meeting Patrick for the first time, actually, up close and personal, the brand new pseudo brand new, I guess. He's been here a few months, but the newest addition to the troop of gorillas you can see at Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. We're going to talk about training, you get him acclimated, and so what's Windsor do down here? Just hanging out with him?
Yes, we talked about husbandry behaviors.
Right.
So she's asking for shoulder. We can kind of see, how he's doing.
Okay.
Shoulder.
Look at that. How do you get him to do that? I guess I don't understand.
Gorillas are really, really smart. Honestly, you could just point to a body part and they'll probably give it to you.
Right.
So this is a great view. We can see his whole body, his teeth. Yeah, he's very, very smart.
So you're rewarding him just with regular fruit and whatever else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so fruit is kind of their favorite. So we tend to want to reward with positive things.
Now, do gorillas get moody at all? Some days he's just like, you know what, I'm not feeling it today.
Yeah. This is the great thing about protected contact. They have a choice whether or not they want to train. So it's great when they choose to train. It just makes our relationship positive.
Now, when he's presenting chest or arms or whatever, she's counting. What is she doing?
Just making him hold, so he has to hold for a certain amount of time. So she's just counting. And the click is the release, so she just counts until she.
Right. That's similar to what you use with a dog. You do dog training.
Exactly.
It's the same kind of thing, and positive reinforcement with the fruit or whatever.
Yeah, exactly the same thing.
How long does it take? And obviously you've had him since October. How long has it taken to get him to this point where Windsor can sit and do this?
It does take a while. Every gorilla is different. Ajari happened right away. It took him a little bit more time to get comfortable with us, but they're smart and they're food motivated. So
that is the key to a man's heart is through his belly. It's good to see that even with gorillas, it's the same way. Guys, we're learning all about Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. Of course, Patrick, the brand new primate, the big ape, the grape ape. I don't feel like scrapes or not, but either way, it's here. We are live at Riverbanks Zoo and Garden on a Wild Wednesday. All right, guys, the Desperate for Ratings tour continues here. Wild Wednesday, Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. So we spent the morning learning about Patrick, the latest and the newest gorilla, back in the outside, or the inside of the barn, I guess. This is where you can come any day of the week the zoo's open and check out Gorilla Outpost. Of course, a habitat like no other, pretty much designed to be a fantastic place for them to live and enjoy their time at Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. Susan O'Kane, if you've been to the zoo in the last, month or two, you might see some changes going on.
That's right. We've got a lot of changes going on. We're about to start our construction, our big expansion. So we just opened our temporary entrance. So if you've been out here, the main entrance is closed, so guests are coming through the temporary entrance. We're going to start our construction on our sea lion exhibit, our children's garden. Got a lot of stuff going on, but we still have a lot of fun things to do, like feeding the giraffes, feeding the lorikeets. So a lot of interaction going on here, so come on out and see us.
It'd be a good time. Now, when she's talking about the temporary, when you come down and you cross railroad tracks into the T, you used to go to the left, you can go to the right. Put your hand in the air like that. You figure out your left, that'd be the left. You're going to go to the right when you come in at Riverbanks Zoo. You can check out Mike. He's back there, too. I've been hanging out with Patrick, but I know he's probably feeling like he's not getting any love from us on TV. So there you go. Hello, Mike. You will notice a couple of things. Some of the animals, I know we've gotten a couple questions about the alligator.
That's right.
Little boy, he'll be back because you're redoing the
That's right. We're about
there.
to open what used to be Kenya Cafe. We're about to open Tuskers, so we're making some renovations still.
But he's coming back.
But he is coming back.
Okay.
Guests will notice that we have moved some of our animals off exhibit temporarily, and I stress temporarily. Some will be going, though, permanently, but not a whole lot. So still some of your favorite animals are going to be coming back, like Little Boy, the alligator. So,
but the big things is, of course, with the expansion, there's going to be a lot more
animals. There's going to be a lot more coming, a lot more to do, a lot more to see. So stay tuned.
Guys, riverbanks.org is the website. You can always check it out through watch.com. Come check out the gorillas and all the wonderful things here. 2,000 animals or so, give or take, here at Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. It's a Wild Wednesday. Stick around. There's more Good Day Columbia on the